Hello, my name is Edwin Edebiri, and I am the Chief Happiness Officer with the I Am Happy Project and also the Happy Neighborhood Project. Today, folks, we're going to be talking about a whole new episode as part of Happiness as a Skill. If you're just joining us, please, connect with us on YouTube. So that way you can always get all the past messages and be aware of the future one. And that is youtube.com/ask the CHO. That is ASKTHECHO, all one word. Ask the CHO, that is the Chief Happiness Officer. All right, so this morning, folks, we are going to be talking about mindfulness and happiness. Yeah, mindfulness and happiness. And some of you might say, okay, what is mindfulness? Let's start with that. Just a very simple definition. Mindfulness is the state of being aware or conscious of what is happening within and around you. Okay, you are conscious of what's happening within and around you. I have a saying that you do not allow the past or the future to rob you of the present. Mindfulness is about right now. Now, I also have to quickly say that mindfulness, even though there are a lot of researches that shows that it definitely enhances happiness, and we're going to talk about some of those reasons and why that happened, it can also be a two-edged sword. Okay, so you might say, okay, what exactly do I mean by that? Well, when you are truly present, when you are aware of everything that is around you and within you, then you start to feel the duality that exists. You start to feel the part of your brain that likes to compare with others, and you start to feel the part of your mind that just observe everything. It's kind of like it just take everything in, for that moment though. And so because of the fact that we have all kind of stuff going on in our life, and becoming fully aware of it could also enhance the pain that we are feeling. It could enhance the joy that we are feeling. It just make you more aware. That is all mindfulness is about. So the whole idea is not to say, okay, we're going to suppress the pain that we are aware of so that we can feel more happy or feel more joy or stuff like that. It is the ability to alleviate what causes the pain also. So that way you can truly be in a state of bliss. So this is something, again, just like any subject that I bring up here for conversation, is something that I encourage you to do a little bit of research in. My major focus, and I'm going to continue to emphasize this, folks, is happiness as a skill. I went to the basketball game last Thursday, I think Thursday or Friday now with my wife, and we enjoyed the game of Kings and Utah Jazz, and what usually happens in a game like that, at the end, I'm sure the coaches would take some of the players to the side, and say, okay, this is area you need to work on, and if you can work on this, you can get better, and we can together win more games and stuff like that. Well, the player takes the advice and go work on that area, and that's developing the skills that help them do better. Well, that's the same thing I want to bring to happiness. Now, I know some of you might be saying, well, happiness is different. It's an emotion, and all of those stuff, and that's true. But that still doesn't mean that there are not some basic skills that you can develop that can help you enjoy this life a little bit better, that can help you to stay happier. And mindfulness is one of those things. And just being in a state where you are more aware or more conscious of what's happening around you, instead of always focusing on the past or focusing on the future or afraid of what's going to happen next. Just focus on right this very moment. In the process, though, I'm not saying you're going to eliminate pain. If you are feeling pain, feel it, and then figure out how to alleviate the pain. So that way you can truly accomplish the joy, that comes from this exercise. So what are some of the benefits of mindfulness? Well, it can help you. Let me kind of back up here for a second. We all know that the mind is what makes the judgment to say something is bad or something is good. And some of you might like, okay, that's not really true or not. Well, if you do a little bit of analysis, you'll find out. Your mind is the one. If your mind says something is not bad and somebody else tries to make it so, it doesn't make any difference. Your mind does the interpretation. Now, the society have kind of trained us to say, okay, this type of things are bad, this type of things are good, and then the mind doesn't have to process it anymore because you have a library of it or you have a database. So you just quickly assess that and you say, okay, this is bad, okay, this is good. But if you go to mindfulness where you start to really just be quiet and just evaluate, you can start to look at things a little bit different. You can start to reselect. You can start to reprogram yourself. You start to have options that you didn't even think exist before. So you can actually reduce yourself from the negative loop that exists, because this world we are in seems to strive in the negative. Okay, and I'm sure some of you have, even concluded that yourself, that if you set yourself on fire, the world will come out what you burn. The media is going to come quicker, okay, because that's not the way the system is set up. It gratifies negative. And so in your own process, you have to calm enough to say, okay, let me quiet the noise. And let me just be now. So you can actually start to eliminate some of the negative thought patterns that you have. So that's one very powerful use of mindfulness, because you can pick and choose now. And you can just say, okay, I don't want this part, I want this part, and you can rearrange your thought pattern in a way. Another thing, you start to pay more attention. I don't know if some of you have been in a situation where you're talking to somebody, and all of a sudden you realize they're not listening to you anymore. They're gone. They're somewhere else. You might bring them back to you, okay? But they were gone, for that moment. Something else overtook them. Their attention was not on you anymore. And sure, it is not nice. It's not a good feeling because you're like, okay, what's going on here? But here is what is even worse. There are some times where people are even thinking within themselves, and yet they get distracted. So it's not just you that they didn't listen to. Sometimes they're not even listening to themselves. So it can get that bad. But so mindfulness allows you to pay attention to what's going on. And I'm telling you, there is no greater honor you can give to somebody by actually paying attention to them. Now, if you honor people by paying attention to them, imagine how much honor you will be giving yourself by paying attention to you. That's what mindfulness does, okay? And then it provides some kind of inner contentment. But again, be cautious of that, because having inner contentment doesn't mean you eliminate the things you don't like. It's just you accepting those things and working to minimize the impact. Because again, mindfulness is going to bring total awareness. It's going to make you aware of the good and the bad, okay? And so don't suppress the bad, because we don't like pain. I know that we don't like pain. But guess what? If you just try to stay in the high, after some time, it's not a big deal anymore. It's the lows that make you appreciate the high. And that's the duality that we live in. You cannot avoid the low. So they come together. It's like when I did a session on sadness and happiness. Sadness sometimes makes you truly appreciate happiness. And so if you think you can just be happy 24/7 and nothing sad ever get in your life, that's not even possible. And then mindfulness allows you to really, increase your gratitude. Folks, try it. Slow down enough And yes, we live in a very fast-paced life. We live in a clutter-filled world, especially in social media. I was talking with one of my sons, and he was like, I'm going to take some time off of this social media. I'm finding out that it's really distracting. It's making it difficult for me to focus. And as I was listening to him talk, I realized, wow, this is what mindfulness is all about. And he actually inspired this topic for today. Now, for a young man to say he's going to pull off from social media, that's tough. But the fact that he realizes that, I felt very proud of him. He's getting in control of things. So mindfulness becomes even more crucial in this time that we live in. You put something on the internet, now you got to track how many likes you get and how many dislikes and how often people comment, what they comment, respond to it. Folks, it just becomes too much. Now, I'm not saying you should cut off social media if it's helping you in some ways or it's helping your business, but realize that at some point you need to slow down. You need to smell the roses, so to say. And you need to experience your environment as it is right this very moment. And go inside of you and experience what's going on within you. In the process, you may find out that you've got everything you need already. The rest is just extras. And unfortunately, when we don't get to that point where we know we already have everything we need, then we start stressing out. I mean, if you find out that you already have and you're appreciating of what you have, guess what? You won't stress out too much about the extras. So take some time. Just slow down. Let the past be the past. Let the future be the future. And let the present be it. And I'm not telling you in any way that this is a piece of cake or this is easy. But also know that practice makes improvement. Practice doesn't make perfect. There are no perfect beings. So if you take some time, maybe the first few times you try it is just a disaster, okay? Don't give up. Don't say, oh, it doesn't work for me. It worked for this other person or that other person. No. Take some time. Slow down enough. Listen to you. That inner voice. Yes, it may reveal some painful stuff. That's okay. Learn to manage it. Learn to elevate it. Learn to deal with it. And then it can also reveal that joy that only comes from the inside. That's happiness. So that's what we've got today, folks. It's mindfulness and happiness. My name is Edwin Edebiri, the Chief Happiness Officer with the I Am Happy Project and Happy Neighborhood Project. Join us on youtube.com/AskTheCHO. And also, I'm going to be regularly now, doing the Instagram. I wasn't really doing too much of it before. So if you want to follow that, my Instagram is the same name, is AskTheCHO. So if you're on Instagram, join us on Instagram at AskTheCHO. That's AskTheCHO. And you get some tips and nuggets on happiness. And help us to spread this, folks. You know as much as I do, the world needs a little bit more happiness. So we always end up, I'm going to open the line, and we're going to end up a count of 2. Let's wish each other a happy Monday. 1, 2.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
All right. Okay, you guys stay happy.